You are listening to the Estheticians Earning More podcast with Brittany Hageman, episode number 121. Welcome to the Estheticians Earning More podcast. On this podcast, we talk about how to love your esthetician business without the hustle, exhaustion, or overwhelm as it booms into a successful business. I teach simple ways how to approach your business that gives you your life back while still growing a profitable business. I grew BLH Beauty in San Diego to a 6-figure business, and I learned a lot along the way, which I'm excited to share with you here. So let's get started. Do you want to make $100,000 revenue in your esthetician business? If so, I would love to show you how. I want to invite you to coach with me in my one-to-one coaching program. It's completely customizable. The way that it works is we sit down and figure out what you've been doing in your business that hasn't been working, and then make a very specific plan that I help you follow over the course of 6 months to get it done. We meet weekly for 30 minutes and discuss exactly what went well that week and we're going to do next week, whether it's your pricing needs to be raised, or you need to have boundaries with your clients, or if you need to learn how to sell skincare, or you need to niche down and you're doing way too many services and not making money, or all of the above. Whatever the issue is, whatever the reason is you're not making money, we'll figure it out together and we will grow your business into a really profitable business that's sustainable, that you love, and that really helps people. I cannot wait to be your coach and to work with you. To learn more, go to the link in the show notes. And with that, on with today's episode. Hi, happy Monday. Welcome back. How are you doing? I hope you're great. I hope the audio is better in this episode than the last few episodes. My microphone, the cable that connects to my computer, just stopped working, and it actually made I thought there was gonna be a fire because it was so hot. It made the wire of the microphone was so hot. I thought it was gonna burst into flames. Anyways, that I got a new cable. It took me a while to get it and then get it all together. So hopefully it sounds better because I was recording on my phone, which is actually pretty good quality. But when I was editing it, I could tell it didn't sound quite as good. Anyways, long story short, I hope it sounds better. I am so excited because today I get to finally tell you about the free workshop and coaching call. The first one I'm doing in 6 months. I think the last time I did this was in March 2023. Now it's October 2023. I had a lot of personal things happen over the summer and really needed time to kind of move and all the things. And I am so excited to be back fully and to offer this call for you and to work one-on-one with clients again. So mark your calendar, sign up with the link in the show notes. It's going to be a week from today, October 9th at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know it's what? Yeah, normally I do these at 9 a.m., but now on the East Coast. So that is the best time for me. So if you're on the West Coast, that is 3 p.m. So 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, October 19th. What we're going to do 3 things actually in this free workshop. The first thing that we're going to do is do an audit so far of your business in 2023. I promise you it's not as scary as it sounds. You're going to get a workbook in your email the day before the call, and we're going to go through your business and see what has been working, what hasn't been working, so that we can really have intention going into the next year. Because now that we're in the last quarter of the year, we're in quarter 4. So you can actually really laser focus what you want to do in quarter 4, and that momentum can push you into 2024 to really kind of eventually get those business goals that you maybe haven't gotten this year or you're close to getting this year. So we're going to first audit your business, and then we're going to go over how to make 100K in 2024. I know I have done this workshop last year. I love talking about making 100K because if you don't know, I made it 100K, over 100K actually, in my solo esthetician business in my second full year as an esthetician, solo esthetician. And It really was easy. It was like remarkably easy. It kind of surprised me when I did it because I like hit 90K in September of that year, and I was like, "Oh, I'm going to for sure hit 100K. Like it's going to happen." And so I want to teach other people to do the same. So I'm going to go over the formula that I used to make 100K and teach that. So if you're new to me, that is one of my favorite things to teach. And if you've already learned it, let's do it again. If you haven't hit 100K this year, let's figure out why. And then the third part of the free workshop is the coaching. So if you don't know what coaching is, it's basically the mindset work around business and mindset work slash consulting. So I also will give you advice and talk about the mindset things that are preventing you from taking action or doing things that you need to do or thinking about things in a different way that may serve you better. So that is what we're doing 1 week from today, totally free. You can sign up in the show notes. Let's get into today's episode. So I made this reel over the weekend because it kind of came to me as my real ideas do. I don't really, and real ideas, not real ideas. Really cracked myself up. It kind of came to me because I did this so much when I first became an esthetician and really first started selling skincare. And if you know me, you know I'm an acne specialist. That is my jam. But really, it can be whatever you sell. You can be age management or pigmentation or all the things. And I used to really overwhelm clients with information when I was talking to them about skincare and about my acne program and about all the things. And so I want to talk to you about that today, if that's something that you find yourself doing, and kind of first talk to you about why that may be happening and then some things that you can do to kind of not overwhelm them, not underwhelm them, just whelm them, right? Okay. So one of the reasons we overwhelm a new client with so much information, and what I mean by that is we just talk a lot at them. We're just telling them all of the things. And actually, in the reel that I just recorded, I was reading from Dr. Fulton's Acne RX book, which if you're in the acne world, you know that book. Like just very high level, very technical terms that are very boring and dry, right? Like that book is a hard book to read because it is a very medically written book. And so we use those medical terms and we are telling our client, because I think, again, you could be doing acne, you could be doing melasma, you could be doing microneedling, you could be doing all the different things. You could be doing sugaring, right? Anything that's skin related. And you want them, a couple of things to happen in this interaction. You want them to think you know what you're talking about. And so in your brain, in order for them to know what they're talking about, you have to tell them the things that you know to prove you know what they're talking about by explaining all of these really detailed things about the skin, about the products, about the ingredients. You're like, in your brain, you're like, if I explain it really well, why this ingredient is so amazing and why the skin does this thing and why you need this, then they're obviously going to buy it. They're obviously going to want to continue working with me. Like that makes so much sense. They totally have all the information. And now they're going to be like, of course, I want to use this amazing product. It sounds amazing, right? So that's one of the reasons we do it. Another one is we want them to trust us that we aren't just selling them a product just because, or just selling them on our acne program or our skincare program or on our business just because, right? And so that's another reason. Another one is we're just really excited to help them. We see someone with a face full of acne. We see someone with a lot of melasma. We see someone with scarring. We see someone with lots of ingrowns. And we're like, I can help you. And the reason I know I can help you is because of all this information I have in my brain. So let me tell you right now. Right? And also, you really want a new client. Maybe your business has been slower. Maybe you really want to make those financial goals. You want to hit 100K. You want to be profitable in your business. And so you're like, I have this new person in front of me. I'm going to tell them everything so that they, of course, want to work with me. right? Does any of this sound familiar? Because this is 1,000% my experience, an experience I've had working with other estheticians. But I want to tell you that none of that actually translates. All those things that I just talked about, those are not the things that the clients actually hear when you're going into detail about an ingredient or about the way that the skin works or about acne cycle or about melasma or about ingrown hairs, right? What's happening for them is they are so overwhelmed with information and they are probably checked out and bored out of their mind. And they just cannot wait for this conversation to be over, right? Like, if you've been listening to this podcast, you know my husband's a pilot. And when he was learning to fly and then he became an instructor and was teaching people how to fly, he was very excited about all the parts of the plane and how this works and how that works. And sometimes he'd go to tell me a story and he would just like go into detail about like the engine, fuel, something. And I'd be like listening. And then all of a sudden I was like, what is he talking? Why am I? And then the reason he's telling the story is about something completely different. And maybe the engine fuel has something small to do with it. But unless I'm in his world, in the pilot world, it really is inconsequential to what I need to know to understand this story. So the details about whatever product you're trying to sell or when you're trying to explain to them how the skin works is actually inconsequential to what they really need to know to either be your client, to buy the product, work with you, whatever. So you get into the weeds with them, and as opposed to the weeds really being like, oh, I didn't realize that's how the stratum corneum worked. That's fantastic. Wow. As opposed to that, they're like, why is she telling me about this? Why is he saying this to me? I'm so bored, right? I'm completely checked out. I'm in my own head. I'm thinking about the things I have to do after this appointment. I'm thinking about what movie I want to go watch with my partner. I'm thinking about how I need to go feed my dog, right? They're not like, give me the product. Tell me more. Where do I buy? Where do I sign? If you think about like, I actually really don't like to shop. Like, I'm not a person who likes to go into stores and shop, and it's just like not a thing for me. But I do buy things. I do like to buy things, right? But if I go into a shop and someone is just like right next to me telling me why something's so amazing, it's kind of like annoying, right? I want to experience it. I want to enjoy it. I want to see myself using it, wearing it, whatever. I don't need to know like how it was built necessarily. I don't need to know like very detailed things necessarily, right? Okay. So if you find yourself in a situation, you're drowning your clients in information, you're completely overwhelming them, I really want you to step back out of the esthetician self that you're in, take off that hat, and try to think about it in a way that someone who has no interest in skin would want to be told about whatever it is you're teaching them, skincare product, whatever. Obviously, the person has skin. Like, I drive a car. I don't care how the oil works in the car, but I know I need oil in my car, right? I don't care how the gas works in my car, but I know I need gas in the car, right? Like, I'm just uninterested. Could I learn? Yes, I could. Do I want to learn? Not really. No, I don't care. If you try to teach me, I will listen, but I probably won't retain it because I don't care, right? I'm not going to be a mechanic. I am not going to be fixing cars. If it was an emergency, yes, could I learn something? Of course, but that doesn't matter. I need to know what kind of oil I need to buy, how often I need to put oil in my car, what kind of gas, all of those things. So same thing for your client and you need to take a big step back and be like, what does the client actually really want to know? They want to know the price. They want to know how long the product is going to last them, or how long your acne program is, or, if you use like a skin pen and you do scarring or things like that, how long it should take, right? So they want to know the price, how long, how often. Sometimes they want to know why they need to come so much or not so much. You can definitely tell them in a shortened version. Again, you don't have to go into the deep layers of the skin, but you can simplify it to them why they need to come as often as they come. Like acne, it's every 2 weeks. I know if they're doing microneedling, that needs to be regular as well. Laser hair removal, that also has to be regular. If someone's trying to do waxing or sugaring, they need to come however 3 to 4 weeks, all those things. So the price, what they're doing, how often they're doing it, and that's it. That's it. That's all they need. This is the skincare product. This is why you need it. This is how much it costs. This is how often you use it. This is how often you buy it. That's all you need to know. If we really start to go into the weeds, we are overwhelming our clients and we are not actually selling. We're not actually keeping that client on. And that may be why you aren't making the money you wanted to make. If you're hearing all of this and you're like, amazing, still don't know how to do that. I want to do that. But now, Brittany, you are in the weeds, and now I'm very confused on how to take what I normally do and translate it to what you just said. But I think that what you said is the good thing way that I want to do it, but I don't know how to do that. Come to the coaching call. That is free time that you and I can sit down and talk about this. Bring what you normally say. Come and tell me. Be ready to tell me so I can help give you some good pointers to completely change the way you talk to your clients. It's one of those things also, honestly, that you cannot change overnight. It's something you have to practice and be intentional about. So again, I'm talking about Q4 intentions, talking about starting 2024 on the foot that you want to start on in your business and make the money you want to make and help the people that you want to help. And I want you to remember that the intention is so important in this, and practicing it, going out and trying it and being like, that didn't work that well. I know when I was really in this phase of my business and learning how to sell skincare and learning how to sell my acne program and learning how to get clients invested, I would be talking to someone and I could see the instant that they would stop listening, right? The second their eyes would glass over and they would just gone, checked out, right? I would just see it happen and I go, oh, I gotta pull back. It was like beep, beep, beep in my head. Like we lost them, So that is when I would, after those interactions, I would sit and think, okay, where did I lose them? What did I say? What was I saying that lost them? Let's not say that anymore. Let's change the way I say that. That's how we do this, right? So again, if this is something that you need help with, come to my free coaching call next week, October 9th, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can sign up for free in the link in the show notes. I'll talk to you next week. Have a fantastic week. Bye for now. Hey, if you like this podcast, please rate and review on whatever podcast platform you're listening to. I cannot tell you how much that helps my podcast grow. So you can click 5 stars if you like it and you want to give me 5 stars. And please leave a review about telling me why you like it so that I can help other estheticians grow their business. Thank you so much.